What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to continue on the Mega Loop Mark III build. Um, so I have a little bit of a dilemma here, which is I want to get this together and just add some water and test everything out with 4 pumps going. However, I also don't want to have to rebuild it again, so I just kind of want to wait till I have everything I need and just build the final product. However, one of the things I'm waiting on is still the other 150 millimeter tube. These are slightly different. This is the 150, and this is one that was just one from Amazon that's a little bit shorter. And with that is one of the end caps that will have 3 ports. So it's just like this one. It's actually for the Cape Coolplex, which I believe is Alpha Cool, and that's actually where the copper ones I got are from. This is not an actual Phobia balancer. It's Alpha Cool, Cape Cool, Coolplex, something something. But they are the same. So the let's see, our reservoir up here. This is the Phobia balancer, but then the other one was a replacement tube for the Alpha Cool. But they're the same. They're 50 millimeter. They've got the same threads. So that's how that works out. Now here's my dilemma here with wanting to finish this right now. So this could work because I need both of these to have at least 2 ports. This one has 3. There's 2 on the sides, 1 on the top. This one's got 2. However, and then of course these 2 silver nickel ones have 4 ports, and I need those in here. However, this one up here, we've got this one on this side that has 3 and a single on the other side. And all I have left are single port caps. So the problem is I need at least 2 on this side and at least 2 on that side. One will be a return up here, and the other port is where I can actually fill the system. Now I could put some kind of splitter on there and just make this work for now, which is probably what I'm going to do because I do want to test this out. Now the reason I'm still waiting on these parts, one of the good sites I use now is Mod My Mods. However, one thing that does bother me is sometimes they'll have parts on there that say they're in stock, but in reality they have to source them elsewhere. So once you order the product, they have to wait a week before they get it, and then they send it to you. And that's the end cap, apparently, is what they're waiting on. So I probably have another week until I get that. I haven't even gotten the shipping confirmation yet. I do have a few other things coming from Performance PC as well. I have another one of these. Actually, no, I have a replacement meter on the inside. It's just a UV pink one. Just thought it'd be cool. But along with that order is several more of these male-to-male rotary fittings. I need some more of those so I can, install the flow meter and connect these 2 up here instead of having to do what I started to do here, which is just use more fittings and some tubing to go from here to here. But I do want these to actually be attached to here, so that's going to hold all of this nice and solid, just like we have down here. There's no tubing, it's just fittings straight across, and then fittings up here that's going to hold all this together. Now that won't work as of right now anyway, because these 2 tubes aren't the same length, but once I have the second one, these will be exactly the same, and I'll probably be using the copper one that's on the big reservoir that has the 3 ports on one side, and the other side is the same thing except it's black for the Cape Cool version. But that way they should be the exact same height, and they both have 3 ports, 2 of which will be entrances coming from the big reservoir, and then I need at least one other one on each side for a return for each pump. So, as you can see, this bottom connector here has a splitter on it, and that's going to go straight into this bottom pump. The top one will be the same thing. These 2 top entrances for the reservoir entrance, the 2 side ones going into these reservoirs, and then this bottom middle one is going to feed the top pump. So these pumps won't really draw from these reservoirs directly. They'll be drawn from the shared connections on the top and the bottom, and I think that's going to help keep the levels all nice and, you know, uniform and everything there. Plus, these are the two pumps that will be on all the time. There won't be any switches on these. This one is going to pump through the Xbox One and back up into the top reservoir. This is the one that takes the fluid and pumps it through all of our radiators to cool it, and it will probably end up back into one of these reservoirs. And then we'll probably do something like this pump will go to like the PS3 and then return back into this one, and then this one will pump through, you know, the 360 or 360 Slim and back into the top of this reservoir. Oh, there's still some fluid in there. That sucks. Okay, I cleaned that up. So anyway, that's where we're at now. I did slide this into place. I didn't screw it into place yet, but I just wanted to put it in and connect all of our fan extensions. 3 pins. We have all of these fans connected. I'll go ahead and turn it on. There you go. So all the fans are spinning. I do have most of them turned down about halfway or even less. And then you can see these. If you have all of them on, it kind of makes a little rainbow sort of, even though it looks like it just is red, blue, red, 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 green, light blue, blue, but that looks pretty cool. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fans. So the first 5 are taken up. The last 3, there's nothing connected to those yet. That's what I'm going to save probably for all the little fans that we'll do on that smaller reservoir or radiator a little bit down the road. That'll be part of the final build of this. But yeah, that's where we're at now. So what I need to do next is, these are our 2 power cables for these 2 pumps. I need to make my own cables here, where one wire is going to go, it's going to be split off, and I have these connections on the end to plug into the back of our switches here. That way we can have these pumps off when the other systems aren't being used. They could just be on all the time, but you know, it's not necessary, so I want those to be on a switch. So that's what I need to do now. I need to grab a couple parts from Ace Hardware, Walmart or something. I need a couple more of these leads, some more cable ties and stuff like that. So that's where we're at now. I do want to see if I can get this in this video at least to a point where we can throw some water in there and just kind of test out having all the pumps on. So yeah, that's where we're at. I also will eventually fix this mess of cables that comes with this and just have it go straight in instead of having these extra connections here for some reason. And then I would also, I mean, I could kind of hide these, tuck these away, as well as those wires, and just come up with some kind of plate to put here to kind of hide that mess of cables there, because we'll also have more cables going to our, switches here, stuff like that. So that's where we're at. Real excited. I like how this thing is completely silent at this point. That's the whole point, is to have all the systems cooled at once and just be quiet. Look cool, that's about it. I already know these pumps, when they were on before, you couldn't hear them at all, especially with the side panels on. These pumps will probably be the same. I will also need to build my own little platform to put these 2 pumps on, so they're not just sitting here on the floor. It'll raise them up a little bit and have them actually secured to something there, which honestly I thought about just building something out of Legos, taking a Lego plate, tiling it off, and just have it so I can probably stick these 2 pumps on the top with a little bit of the double-sided 3M tape. That will give it a little bit of a cushion as well for any vibrations and stuff like that. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. I'm going to try to finish up the wiring and stuff, and yeah, see what other parts I still need. That's another problem, is I'm just kind of digging through random fittings I have. I might need a couple more of the 3/8 barb fittings and stuff like that. So want to get all that stuff ordered, that way we can get back on track here. Also, the Xbox, original Xbox we built, has been sold. It just shipped it off to the auction winner. Now, like I said, in this video, I'm probably just going to keep the Stealth 360. I've already started messing with it, and I want to have that in this loop, so I'll probably be selling the Eyeball 360 here very soon, and figure out what we're going to do with the PS4, either sell it as is, or see if we actually want to try to water cool it, but this project's already taken up a lot of time and, thinking power on how to fix, or how to make this all work together, so anyway, let's move on. Alright guys, I went ahead and got some more leads, got some red ones. So basically what we're doing here, this is our 3-pin connector for this pump. You can see we cut the red wire in half, and then we made these leads here. Just grab some random wire I had. So basically, one will go into this side, this one will go into that side, and then these two ends will plug into our switch. So we're basically just shutting the power off, turning it back on right through here. So that's how we can turn these pumps on and off. I just need to make a second one for this side. We'll get it all soldered up, and then we'll figure out some kind of mounting plate for this pump set here. See, this is kind of our assembly. Like I said, that one's going to go into the bottom pump. This side will be our temperature sensor that's on the front here. So, alright, so this video's already gotten pretty long. However, we've got these two things wired up. See the back of the switches there. Got the system on. We'll try the first one. Yep, second one. Yep, both working. Alright, don't want to run them dry, but everything's working there. Next up, let's finish this off by making some sort of mounting plate here, and then I still have a lot of stuff to figure out on the wiring and tubing and all that kind of stuff. So Mark III is probably going to have a part 3, but let's finish this off with a mounting plate. Alright guys, I made this little base here out of Lego, but seems to fit perfectly there. I've got two little raised sections in the middle where we will put the 3M adhesive on each side. That's just going to keep those together. I also connected this up for now. Got put a hose on there, here, and then run the two up to the main reservoir. Like I said, I still need to kind of figure out something I can do to fill up the loop to try this out real quick. But yeah, we've got this one here and that one. I already have the hoses and everything still on the PS3, so I just basically bring one of them down to that pump and the other side into one of these ports or something there. And I hopefully have enough of these smaller fittings. I think these are like 5/16 or something like that. So yeah, almost there. I think with this I might just put one of these 90 ports on there and connect it up. And then this hose here will just go into this flow meter. But yeah, still gotta figure some stuff out. That's gonna pretty much be it though for this video. I still have a lot of little things to do before I could even add water to this, and this video is already getting pretty long. So hopefully a few more of my orders show up pretty soon so that we can continue this build. Thanks for watching. Alright, so real quick, I just wanted to show, got it set up over here. You can see two tubes would come from here, come down, go into these two fittings up here, which will feed the reservoirs. And then we've got this tubing here. Now there are some stuff I do have to order anyway, even if I wanted to fill this up right now to test it. I just need a couple more fittings, and a few other things. I also want to get, since I have to do that, I'm going to order all the things I need to do, like all the finishing touches. Like here is where I would drain it, but I want to get an actual ball valve to put there. I want to get a filter, some sort of inline filter to put in. Probably a couple more of these fittings. I got this 1/2 inch tubing because it was on clearance, and I just got like a foot of it, and I already had these 1/2 inch fittings there, so I might as well get 2 more and just put the same tubing there. That way these pumps have the same 1/2 inch going in there. And yeah, so this one would go up. That's going up to the Xbox, and that's what's going to go back into there. So I might as well wait for that other reservoir piece and finish it up that way anyway. But anyway. Oh yeah, I also need another 45-degree fitting to put here, like this one, so that I could be facing this way. Another flow meter. I have one I can put in either this 360 or the Stealth one, and then I need one more for whichever one doesn't have one. And then LEDs. I right now have these 2 LED tubes. These are basically designed to be just like a mirror image of each other. So you can see how the divider is angled that way. That one's the opposite. And then there's the LED tubes behind it. So there's a UV LED in that one. I need to get another one for the other side. And there's even one that can go on the top of the flow meter here, and one that we could put in here. So we'll probably just kind of go crazy with that, as well as the UV LED strips on the sides and everything. Okay, now we're done.